Before you install your tonneau cover, you want to make sure that the tops of the bed sides are clean. You can just go through the car wash or clean it. We're going to just give ours a quick wipe down and clean this up. Now on the bottom side of this tonneau cover here, you're going to find two clamps. Now these here are designed to attach to the bed lip or the underside lip of the bed rail. And this is what will lock it into place up by the cab. So these are adjustable depending on the width. You basically slide this over and pull it out like so. If you need to reposition it to go to another position, you put it in like that. We're going to start with ours in the middle position right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the cover onto the vehicle and find out which slot is going to best fit for the clamping procedure. Now you want to go ahead and position this onto the bed rails. Now there is foam along the top of this here to help seal it and keep it somewhat watertight. On the front here, we have two locking straps for when you're transporting and you have the tonneau cover folded up, you can clasp it in place. We're going to unsnap this here and start to unfold this. And remove our protective covering. Simply discard the cardboard and continue to fold this out. Next, close your tailgate. Now with the cover unfolded like this here and not clamped down, this is what you want to do next. You want to go ahead and make sure that the cover is centered as best possible on the bed. You can take a tape measure and measure out to the edge of the cover to where the gap is on the tailgate here. You want to go ahead and match it up to the other side as well. Once we figure that out and we line up the back section here, we want to go ahead and move and line up the back section to the tailgate and then the front section to the cab of the truck. Now on the front side of the bed, you want to make sure that the foam seal on the front side seals up with the front edge of the bed. Now our cover is pushed up pretty far. I'm going to go ahead and push this down. Now you want to check the gap between the bed and the cab. You want to make sure there's a little bit of space there and it's even all the way across. Now that we have the front of the tonneau cover lined up with the cab area, I want to come on back here and make sure that this comes down. It's going to seal up nice and that the back of the cover is straight across to the other side. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and fold up the cover. It's best to have an assistant on the other side to hold that cover down with you. In our case here, we're just going to press down on the middle, fold up this section here. Then we're going to go ahead and fold this up here. We're going to do this. We're going to try not to shift the front part of the cover. Now underneath, you want to go ahead and line up your clamp to the lip on the side of the bed here. We do have ours in the middle access port here, and that's going to be the closest one for us. So now we're simply going to turn this plastic knob, and this will spin up our clamp to the side of the bed. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Once we have this a little bit snug, I'm going to go ahead and repeat for the other side. Now as you snug this down, you're going to see the cover start to suck down to the edge of the bed. You just want that to be snug. Let's go ahead and tighten down the other side. Now we're just going to snug this down for now. Next, we're going to go ahead and refold the cover just to double check all of our measurements one more time. Now we went ahead and we checked our measurements on the cover itself to the fitment on the bed, and everything was perfect. So now what we're going to do is take our clamps right here that have our yellow straps. These are our safety straps. And as we unscrew this knob, it's going to open up this little clamp right here. We're going to go ahead and put that clamp on the edge of the bed. Pop that up inside and tighten up the clamp. Once that's snug, go ahead and repeat for the other side. With the clamps and our security straps anchored up in the front, let's go ahead and close up our cover. Now we have our clamps right here. There's one on each side, and we have our 3 adjustable ports right here. So depending on what you had set up on the front side of the bed for clamping, you're probably going to want to match it up on the back side. We utilized our middle port here. If you do have to reposition it, you're going to pull this up, slide this over, and slide this square out of the square port. Reinstall, push it up and in, slide it over, and you're all set. At this point here, we're going to go ahead and fold our arm inward like so. And then we're going to lower our cover down into place. And repeat for the other side. Now we can go ahead and bring our cover down. And what we want to do is slide this hook underneath the edge of the bed. So if we pull our cover down, you can see that we have to stretch too far over here. So we assumed that the middle port was going to be correct. Well, we assumed incorrect. So what we're going to do is pull this down, install this to the inboard port, slide it over. Now we can go ahead and bring this down. You can see that the clamp lines up nicely. Now that our stud lines up, we have to go ahead and thread this up to fit into here. What's going to happen is once we get it to where we want it, we're going to push this down, and that clamp will lock that into place. So we have to catch a few threads here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. We're going to thread this up a few threads. And let's go ahead and test it again. Still a little bit loose. Repeat the process. Getting closer. At that point there, you want it to be snug, but you don't want it to rip the threaded rod out of the plastic. Ours pulls this down. Right about there, it pulls and starts pulling the foam down, and then it snaps into place. Let's go ahead and repeat for the other side. Lastly, you can take your safety pins here. This inserts. Snaps into place like that, and that will keep your latch from coming undone. Once you have your cover clamped in place, go ahead and close the tailgate, and you're all set.